Hey guys, well this is the first one of these things I've tried to do, a sort of unboxing video. I don't really like the phrase unboxing, so I consider this more to be a sort of preview of something that's arrived. Now, at the moment, because I'm heading off to Everest Base Camp shortly, I'm finding that I've actually got not as much time to do the TitaniumGeek stuff as I want to. So I'm going to try and do a couple of videos, particularly because I've got the Hummingbird bike for 1 week to review with its electric hub on the back. And actually, Hedkayse, that I met at the cycle show, have just sent me a production version of their new helmet. And actually, I thought the two dovetailed quite nicely together. So let's have a look at what's going on in here. Okay, so James, an always pleasure to see you at the cycling show. Ever so thanks so much for taking the time with us. Hedkayse enclosed is a pre-production helmet. Okay, so we're pre-production, not an actual production one. This note is made before certification, so I will personally send you a replacement very soon. Real versions will have better quality to the edge tape finish, but should be fine for the next couple of weeks worth for testing. Thank you again. Any questions, just shout. Okay, so we know that we're looking then at a pre-production version. So I had a chat with Hedkayse at the London Cycle Show last weekend because hello cat. Very much this is the first time one of these has been done. Buzz off, go on, shoot. But the cat is now licking the tripod on the camera. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? So I had a chat to Hedkayse at the London Cycle Show a couple of weeks ago, and I was really pleased to see them there because I'd actually seen their original product, or the development of the product, when they came up to the Birmingham Cycle Show. Got a couple of videos at that time, but it was very much an in-development thing. So now they've got an actual product, okay, admittedly a pre-production version nevertheless. Let's see what we're looking at. So the main purpose of the Hedkayse is to get more people wearing bike helmets. And if you're using a commuter bike, or just generally commuting into work, sometimes carrying around a helmet with you isn't the easiest thing in the world. And if you're in the middle of London, for example, and you're using one of the Santander bikes, you probably don't have a helmet with you anyway. Or you're less likely still to have actually thought, I'm going to grab one of those bikes, I'll take a helmet with me to fill up your bag for the whole of the day before you do your brief trip to and from work. So Hedkayse have a compressible bike helmet. The whole idea is that it's easy to get into your bag, and thus you're more likely to wear one and thus less likely to actually have a crash. So having a look at this thing to kick off with. So Hedkayse have highlighted that the edges, the tape, currently, again, being pre-production, will improve for their final model. Those that I looked at the cycle show, it was explained that they can print the material in any pattern that a user would like, so it gives the option for corporate, club sponsorship and things like that. Interesting idea. I'll be intrigued to see how that works out in the longer term. But the Hedkayse does look a little bit strange when you first look at it. On the back we've got an adjustable bit of Velcro which goes through a metal loop here, and that allows you to set how much tension you've actually got around your head. That's pretty much the crucial bit here for completing the helmet cover, because the actual material straps between each segment are fixed in size, so you're not going to be expanding outwards this way. Underneath we've got standard bike straps, or so it appears, but actually it uses a ratchet mechanism. You pull on the toggle, if I remember this from the bike show, pull on the toggle and the ratchet comes out. Now I did chat to Hedkayse about why they've had this unique option. I must confess, when I saw it, and at the moment I'm not a fan, but the whole idea is that these are very much one-size-fits-all helmets, that with the adjustment at the back and this ratchet mechanism underneath, you should be able to get any head or neck fitting into these helmets without an issue. yeah, really not a fan of these. I can see what they're going for, but we'll see if it changes as I use it for a little bit. The yellow tabs underneath allow you to adjust the straps for additional tightness across the ears and the sides of the head, which I actually quite like. You know, those sorts of additional clasps are always pleasant to use. If we actually have a look at the inside, we've got a smooth layer inside and a couple of pads for the head. Now, one of the things that Hedkayse said to me while they were there is that they've intentionally kept the inside smooth to give a MIPS-esque ability to move their helmet. Now, very interestingly, they didn't have any data to support that comment at the time. I can understand their thought process. And our normal closed cell phone polystyrene and things like that is certainly not very smooth. This does have quite a smooth, low friction feel to it. But as with all of these things, particularly when we're talking about how safe a helmet is, I remain, yeah, I'll go with that. I remain sceptical until I've seen some hard numbers. There's currently a battle going on between MIPS and Trek with their competing helmets, and they're definitely going down a data line to try and argue supremacy over all of them. I've previously reviewed the MIPS helmets in the past, and actually it's not there at the moment. I've got my MIPS Lumos helmet knocking around over there on the far side. I'm a big fan of MIPS, so this might be an interesting halfway house. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't really care actually that much. I don't consider this to be a replacement for my normal helmet. Now, Hedkayse can argue that, but at the minute, given I haven't used the thing and with no major data out there, that opinion is not going to change until I get additional information. However, what I do think that this is a brilliant idea for is that commuter helmet. The helmet that goes in your bag that you may be keeping with you just in case you use one of the rental bikes knocking around London. In which case, this is significantly better than not having a helmet at all. So on that side, I can see them being a good market for them out there. Let's see how this thing goes on first. I think I need to undo that at the back a bit. Alright, let's have a go trying this thing on. I must confess I've already had a faff with the relatively odd straps, so the thing actually goes on. But the way apparently it goes on, that goes on, and then you strap at the back to your own head tightness, which is very strange. It's not often that you tighten a helmet like that from the back, and then go across the tightness, and there you go, you're sorted. It's perfectly comfortable and doesn't feel unusual. It's not a very heavy helmet particularly, not compared to some of the things I'm used to wearing, and I imagine that it's probably going to feel quite light actually. Well, it's interesting to see how much bits of it move. Again, I'm going to be interested to see where things go with the crash data. So here we go, the Hedkayse compressible bike helmet. Question is, should it be in your commuter bag? Hopefully we'll give it a test soon and find out. So this is the first time I've done one of these things. Please drop some comments down below. It's very different from my usual method of doing reviews. I'm probably going to stay with a text-based review, but when new stuff comes in, I'm probably going to do a quick unboxing with them, just so that something's going out to the feeds. Okay, take care, you never know. Cat might be less present next time. Cheers.